there, my name's Melvin Hisiku. Today I'm here to talk about mental health training for police officers. So what I mean by that is how police officers should be trained and all these different situations that they get into. How is it different if the person has mental health and what can they do to fix this? So mental health is growing so rapidly in our society, and it not only affects the people who actually have this illness, but it also affects our community because we're interacting with many different people, many different communities, many different cultures, many different people in different psychological states. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is actually getting trained on mental health. So in high school, you're not really trained or told what kinds you're told what kinds, obviously, in health, but you're not actually explained to what each illness is, how they differ, which, to be fair, I was never trained or taught the difference between everything. So in college, it is required to take a mental health course when you're in the course Police Foundations, which I was in, and I did take the mental health. It was only about 12 hours, which personally I don't think that's enough time to actually take everything in and note everything. There were 4-hour classes. I think they should be more spread out and at least 24 to 40 hours. The classes are a couple of hours, obviously. You learn the signs about mental health, all the different psychological mental illnesses that they're not common. Obviously, one common one is schizophrenia that a lot of people know, but it can also come off as they're using drugs because they see people and they hear voices, but they're not actually communicating with anyone, but you wouldn't know because it's in their head. They can only hear it. You can't. And in college, in that course, they teach you how to be able to communicate with people with this mental illness, because obviously it's different the way you would talk to someone who doesn't have it. So the way you would talk to someone who doesn't have schizophrenia is completely different to the way you would talk to someone who has schizophrenia. So the visibility of mental health is very hard to see because they all have different signs. Once again, like schizophrenia, that's all in your head. How are you supposed to know if someone has schizophrenia? Obviously, there's some visible signs as to they're talking to people that aren't around them. But there are many ways to realize when people have mental health issues. It just takes the proper training to actually realize how to see them without thinking that people are on drugs. One of the most common things is schizophrenia, obviously, because you can't hear anything. You can't hear the voices that they assume they're hearing, or people saying that, someone's trying to kill me. Obviously, you don't know. You take it seriously when you hear that, but you don't know if they're actually telling the truth or they're on some sort of drug. So older cops weren't trained. I'm not blaming older cops, but they weren't trained. They didn't have the mental health training that we do in college today when you take Police Foundation. So it's very hard for them in that situation because they don't know the actual signs. So I think if they actually took the time to speak with the people and help them realize that what they're doing is not good, but actually taking the time to talk to them and realizing that it might not be drugs, it's something's going on in their head that you're not aware of. So it's hard to actually see if someone has a mental health issue. So I found some statistics. Obviously, mental health runs all around the world. It's not only Canada. It's not only our police officers dealing with it. There's America, everywhere. Australia is a very common place of mental health illness. So it has been shown that 1 out of 10 police calls are dealing with people that have mental health issues, but they're unaware that people just get phone calls and be like, there's someone on drugs outside this store and causing public indecency or anything like that. So there's actually a statistic statistic that said LAPD reports that 37% of their shootings last year were actually had suspects that dealt with mental health issues. So obviously that's a big one, like you would think that. So this is a video kind of like about mental health, and there's a place where there's online places if you don't have time to go to any classes. There's an online website where you can manage your time. A lot of parents use these to help when they see signs that their kids, something's off with them. They use this website and they start to learn about the different types and how to help their kids, because obviously you do want to. So in conclusion, to fix this problem in policing, I think if you were to have more training in college, obviously there is training for mental health, but in my opinion, I don't think it's enough. And I think every police officer should refresh their mental health studies every 6 months just to refresh, because you never know with the society what other kind of mental health issues are going to pop up, and you need to know, right? Because you don't obviously want to judge everyone because of that. So thank you.